Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to do my recap. I'm going to try and do these every month of how I have followed my Scrap Happy challenge from this year. Each month, show you what I've been working on. I'm going to show you the things that are not Scrap Happy as well. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Sophie, also known as the Spring Snowflake, and this year I have set myself the challenge to use the bits, the scraps, the mini skeins, the leftovers, the frogged and have been reset and recaked yarns in my stash. There's quite a lot. I will pop a photo, not a photo, I'll pop a card, I never know which side it is, of that intro video. So that you know what the hell I'm talking about. But yes, I'm going to try every month, I'm a little bit late this month, to talk about what I made in the month before, focusing specifically on the scrappy, the ones that kind of fit within the Scrap Happy, and also the nudge, the prompt that I give you every month, and then looking forward to the next month. So January was combine. It's my own challenge and I can't even remember what the prompts are. January's prompt was combine, and I chose to take that prompt to start a new love note. The love note, I'll put a photo here. I'll see if I can put a photo of me in my actual love note that I made last time, because I have already made one of these. The love note is a jumper pattern, sweater pattern from Tin Can Knits, prolific, amazing duo designers, designer duo, that's the right way to say it, who... This jumper went nuts. It went absolutely viral when they first brought this pattern out, and it is the knit along, make along for the garment for East Anglia Yarn Festival in March. So when this was announced, and then when I said, oh, I'll do combine as the prompt, I thought, well, let's kill 4 birds with one stone and make the love note. So in this bag, which is a Stitched by Mrs. D, look at her hand embroidered label. Anyway, it is embroidered, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This is my Stitched by Mrs. D, one of the smaller bags from Paula that I own, is the... I've almost finished the lace of this sweater. I've had a few other things that I've had to do this month, which I'll show you as well. But yes, so with this you do a provisional cast on. Oh, look at that, I've actually got almost back to the beginning of a round. You do a provisional cast on, hang on, let's show you the right way around. Provisional cast on, which I've done in white DK cotton, and then you knit a few rows, do a few increases, and then you do the lace, which is kind of this lovely leafy pattern. Hopefully you can see that. Hang on, there we go, that's better against the light pink. I'm standing up. I have bought myself a standing desk and I thought, let's see what it's like standing to film. So it's quite nice, but if you spot me like bouncing, that's why. Anyway, I've almost finished the lace. I think I'm about 6 rows away from finishing the lace, and then it will be down to the sleeve separation, body, sleeves, neckline. It is done on 6mm needles. I have these wonderful Minnie Mouse needle stuffers because I quite like the small circumference, so it's quite bunched up. Yeah, the yarn I'm using, so the fluff, I am almost done with my first ball of fluff. It's not really a ball, it's a pancake. This is Cumulus by Fibre Spates, which is a 74% baby Suri alpaca, 26% mulberry silk fluff. It is a lace weight, so I think it's 150 meters to 25 grams. So yeah, lace weight. Very lofty, very lovely, and it's giving me this lovely mold effect while I hold it with mini skeins. So I have it is currently not a magic knot ball because I don't trust magic knot balls. They're currently just overhand knot together. Until I get to them, I unknot them. I do a clasp weft join, which means that they double up for a little bit, but no one notices those things. When one runs out, I go into the other, and I'm kind of doing a blue to sky blue to turquoise to teal to dark blue fade if I get to that point. So what I did, and I have actually, I'm vlogging the making of this jumper. So you will eventually see kind of the process of it within a vlog. Hopefully that will come out before East Anglia Yarn Festival, because if it's not, I'm going to do a jasmine from the Knitmore Girls and go with my needle still in and it on try-on cord. Because I will wear it. But yeah, so I kind of went through my mini skeins and I did kind of a mock-up fade. So hang on, like that. And it will just keep going. Oh, hang on, we'll keep going, hang on. Oh God, although this one's double-sided. So yeah, there's a lot of mini skeins that are. I own a lot of blue and green toned mini skeins. And then I also caked up, this is the neckband yarn. So that's already caked up, ready to go up when I need to. So that is, that was the kind of official combine project, which I'm really enjoying and I'm picking up when I can. However, my knitting time has been taken up by a scrap happy project that is not necessarily combined, although you could actually say, because I'm using two different yarns, it is a combine. Living in, oh, this is a lovely Lydia. Technically not a project bag, technically this is a wash bag by lovely Lydia, because it's a wipe clean interior, but she does lino printing, which is very awesome. In here is, sorry child, it's a Sunday evening, is a straight brioche cowl, and you can totally see the colour change between the two minis. There's another mini up here that's just been put in on camera, but it's not that stark. It's not that stark in real life. This is a DK weight brioche cowl. I am using the numbers from the DK Brioche Bandana Cowl by Lavinia Patricella. I've made that before. In fact, the pattern that I made before was literally these kind of colours, blues and turquoises, with a grey colour B. This is the thing about two colour brioche. I love two colour brioche. This is the right side, this is the wrong side. You can still see those colours, but so it is technically reversible, which I love. I made my mother the DK Brioche Bandana Cowl in kind of colours like this a while ago. I think I made it for me and then gave it to her like 6 months after I made it. And she commissioned me to make one for her friend who has blue eyes and I think likes my mum's version, but she wanted a straight one. So I'm using the numbers for the DK Brioche Bandana Cowl, but I'm using the method from, again, Lavanya Prachichella's, I think that's how you say her surname, her bulky beginner's brioche cowl, which it's basically, it's just round and round and round in two colour brioche. I am going to be teaching a class on how to brioche knit at, now which one is it? Summer Wool Festival in July. So I love the fact that I'm doing this because it's getting me in the brioche mood again. I love brioche knitting. It is not as hard as you think it is. You just have to learn it in the right order, because if you learn flat two colour brioche as your first introduction to brioche knitting, you will not like it. Start with one colour flat, then one colour in the round, then two colours in the round, and then two colours flat. I promise you that is the way to do it. Yeah, there is a progression when you learn how to brioche. Segue, one of the lovely ladies at my craft club that I facilitate, I don't run it, they bring their own stuff, I literally just open up and make sure that we've got a table arranged for us. Anyway, one of the lovely ladies at the craft club that I facilitate on Fridays has been teaching herself how to crochet brioche, and apparently there's two methods, and I've never like, crochet is my first love. I teach crochet. And yet I've never tried it, so we're going to sit down. We're actually teaching a crochet for absolute beginners class next weekend together, which will be really fun. But then I might get her to teach me how to crochet brioche. Anyway, this is a commission for my mum. I am seeing my mum in a week, almost a week's time, so I would like to get this finished so that I can hand it off to her. But that means finishing it, finishing the knitting, blocking it, having it dry. Yeah, so it's almost done. I've just put in final colour number 3. So it's the yarns. I've talked a lot about this, haven't I? The yarns are 3 DK mini skeins that I had in my stash that were blue. So this light blue, this mid blue, and then this is kind of a variegated, but with some very dark pops. And then I'm holding a fingering weight yarn double, this kind of mid grey, which is Shepier's, I'm sorry if there's reflection, Shepier's Metropolis in the colourway Nice, which is a nice coincidence because my mother is from Nice. Focus, thank you. My mother is from Nice, so, or rather spent a lot of her childhood in Nice, which is in the south of France, for those of you who do not know. I need to remember that people don't know France like I do. And I've just pulled one of the yarn strands with the zip. That's annoying. Anyway, so what else can I tell you about this? It is currently, I've got 2 stitch markers on here, which are both from the Corner of Craft, a gingerbread snowflake and a gingerbread man. Gingerbread man is showing start of round. Gingerbread snowflake is telling me once I've gone 10 rows above that, then I need to stop. Anyway, so that has been my, because it's a commission, it needs to get done project. But I have been picking up the love note when I needed a change in my knitting projects. The other kind of stash based scrap happy project I've been doing in this little grey girl sock drawstring bag is, and I put a little kind of carousel on my Instagram a few weeks back about this. These are some socks that had massive holes in the heels. They were Afterthought Everything socks from a sock tube. I believe the main yarn is Stranded Dye Works. Focus. Thank you. Who are no longer dyeing. And then this yarn is, I think, a mini skein from River Knits from their previous BFL base. So like proper vintage BFL. And it just didn't last with my heels, with the Afterthought heels. So I have literally unravelled the Afterthought heels. I didn't unravel the full Afterthought heel on this one, and used some scraps from my from my stash to just re-knit that Afterthought heel, and I am on the second one. These are, I think, yes, higher. They might be sharps. 2.25mm needle. That's my standard knitting needle, and again, Corner of Craft beaded butterfly stitch marker. I have not picked these up since I think I did that carousel, because they're not urgent, they're not on a deadline, whereas the other 2 knitting projects are. So yes, those are my other scrappy things, but I did work on them in January, therefore I'm telling you about them. The non-scrap happy projects I have been working on in January. First, hang on, where is it? In this bag, which is an East Anglia Yarn Festival tote bag, mini tote, is my temperature cross stitch. Last year at Yarndale, I bought the kit to make the mushroom temperature almanac from Simply Louise. It's in a clip frame at the moment, but I will show you what January looks like in the clip frame. And it is currently the 8th of January. I have only finished completely February the 1st, and I've done kind of the non-temperature colours of 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I'm halfway through the 5th. So I'm a little bit behind on it. yeah, I'm a little bit behind on it. February started off quite slowly for me. It didn't. February started off quite busy in other non-crafty bits. But yes, it's in a clip frame. The pattern is by Sincerely Louise. Let me show you I'm not going to show you the pattern, but I will show you the front of it. It's called the Mushroom Magic Temperature Almanac. And she sells these kits either on Black or on Ecru. I believe you get all the I was about to say yarn. No, thread. You get all the thread. Everything you need. The only thing she doesn't put in is scissors. Like, you've got your needles. I've added. Oh, that's one thing I haven't shown you. I have added a little mushroom needle minder, which is fabric covered, which I got, I believe, from Candy Skull Crafts on Etsy. I've bought stuff from them before. They're very good. They're very quick. Would recommend. Okay, the other thing that I did partly in January and partly this month is a woolly wire commission for my daughter and my husband both play hockey at a club in Oxford, Hawks, and they did a raffle. I offered a raffle prize of a custom creation. It was won by one of the lovely ladies who's actually on the committee there. And she asked me to create the old logo. They've just gone through a logo change. There's a lot of people at the club that miss the old logo, which is a hawk. I will show you the actual logo here. And I have made, it's behind me, hang on. I'm going to grab the piece of paper so that I can show you against the paper, because it is black. That is the Hawks, the old Hawks logo, which is a hawk, obviously. For those of you who are not aware, I have my business also called A Spring Snowflake, where I make, and if I show you really up close, you'll see that is a knitted tube. I make and teach people how to make woolly wire creations. So a knitted tube, wire goes through it, shape it to whatever shape you like. But I also do commissions. And this one I've also vlogged as well. So sometime in the next couple of weeks, there will be a vlog about the creation of that. So from taking the logo, creating a design that can be made out of woolly wire, making the finished thing, packaging, sending it off. So that's been a bit of a labour of love, because most of the kind of commissions I do are actually Word, so it's quite easy to kind of chuck it up in Canva, work out like the best font to use, send it off. It might be that I do like a little hoop with flowers on it and things like that. That's the kind of commissions I usually do. But when I get ones that are like, oh, can you take this picture, or oh, can you take this like inspiration, there's more design work and it's really interesting, but it takes a while. So yes, that is what I made, or have been making, in January. So we're in February. It's currently the 8th of February. I'm going to hopefully get this up within 24 hours. So hopefully you will see it on the 9th of February or afterwards. And this month's prompt, which I will put up on the screen, is practical. So you could argue that all of the projects I currently have, apart from the temperature cross stitch, which is the only finished thing I had is the hawk, so that's done. The socks are practical. A jumper, love note, is practical. The cowl is practical. However, in my prompt, I talked about kind of household items and things like that. And what is the project that I have that's a household item that I'd really like to get finished? It's this. You will have seen this in my Scrap Happy projects that I'm taking into 2026 video. I'll chuck it in a card. This is a basket that I have been making out of wastage from a woven placemat, very large table setting placemat, which is lily sugar and cream. It's out. The yarns are lily sugar and cream, dishcloth cotton. It's worsted weight, and I have been making this linked treble, making it up as I go along, basket with a PVC bottom. So this I would like to get some more done on in February. As I said in that video, it's worsted weight, so it's between double knit and Aran for my UK people, and I'm doing it on a 4.5mm hook. I crochet tightly, so usually I do a 4.5 or a 5, depending on the kind of gauge, for double knit. So for 4.5 with a worsted for me is tight, and that's because I want a kind of very tight gauge and no holes. Using the linked treble stitch also helps with that, but it's quite hard on my hands and I don't pick it up, which is why it sat there in my cart of many whips for a while. I sold my loom 3 years ago, I believe. So this was made on that loom. So I've had, not this, the mat, which is currently on my bedside table over there. The mat was made 3 years ago at least. So the wastage has been around for 3 years. So yeah. But there's grey, there's rainbow, there's 2 different types of pink in there. And I would like to, if not to get this finished by the end of February, because February is a short month and we're already at the 8th. But I would at least like to make some headway on it, so that it can be put into use and be practical. But yes, all the others, so the cowl needs to be finished this week. I need to remember to take some footage of it before it goes off to my mother. The jumper the love note needs serious headway making on it in February, because East Anglia Yarn Festival is the middle of March and I need to have finished it, blocked it, and done all the bits to finish, as the Knitmore girls say, in order to like take it to EAYF. Yes, so those are the plans for February. Now, just a last thing as a kind of a round off of this little, I'm not going to call it podcast because I want to call it kind of a monthly update type thing. I have recently, on Instagram, and I think, actually no, I did put it on YouTube, put up a post about where I'm going to be, where you can find me in the next few months in terms of shows, events and workshops and all that kind of stuff. I will be at East Anglia Yarn Festival just as me. I am not teaching. I think this is the first time in 4 years. Yeah, the show's been running for 5 years. So I will be there with my podcaster hat on and with my shopping hat on, and that is it. But because of that, it does mean I can get the train. So I'm obviously going to vlog. But it'll have train vlog in it, which I love. Again, for those of you who've been around for a little while, you know that like I have to drive everywhere because I always have stuff with me because I'm usually teaching. So for me to be able to get on a train and to be able to crochet or knit or craft for all of that time and then have a weekend of crafting and then be able to craft on the way home is such a pleasure for me. So I'm really looking forward to the festival. I'm really looking forward to the travel as well. I'm a bit strange, I'm sorry. Other things that are happening in life, you'll notice that these, and I'm sorry for the slight glare from the light behind the camera, I've been having headaches recently, and I went to the opticians and I said, I've been having headaches recently, so I don't know whether my prescription has changed. No, it has. So my prescription has slightly gone up, and the optician has suggested that rather than just using glasses for screen and close work and for driving, I should just wear them all the time. Her eyes are getting old, folks. Now, I don't know how many people know this, I have quite light coloured eyes. Obviously, like people don't look at your eyes but I have quite coloured eyes. I did not know that people with light coloured eyes are more susceptible to eye damage from UV rays. And saying that out loud makes so much sense, but I'd never thought about it. So my optician basically went, use sunglasses as much as possible when it's bright. So yeah, if I have imparted new knowledge onto you, you're welcome. If you already knew that and you're saying to your screen, duh, Sophie, that makes so much sense. You don't need to tell me in the comments, it's I feel a little bit silly thinking about it, but it does make sense. Right. That's all I have to share with you today. There will be another couple of vlogs coming up when I finish the love note for that, the process of creating a woolly wire commission. But for now, everyone's been so chatty in the comments on my last few videos, so please carry that on. What are your plans for February if you're following the Scrap Happy Challenge? What are the practical things? We've had some people in the Discord chatting about what they're doing, so that's been really lovely. But I'd love to know in the comments, or hop over to Discord and come and join us in that chat. What are your plans? What did you do in January to kind of follow the combined prompt? What are you planning to do in February? But until next time, I hope you have a lovely crafty time. I hope that you are safe and secure and warm, or cool if you're on the Southern Hemisphere, and I will see you in the next one.